Welcome to Arab Business, brought to you by Levant TV. UAE's overall consumer price index increased by 0.93% in September compared to August and increased 2.91% in the same month compared to last year, according to the National Bureau of Statistics, bringing the consumer price index to 122.33 in September. The report released on Tuesday showed that education increased the most compared to other expenditure groups as it went up by 3.84%. Meanwhile, housing increased, textiles and clothing also went up, food and drinks increased by 0.92%, and recreation and tobacco each rose by 0.02%. Oman's government is studying ways to limit spending in the wake of the plunge of oil prices, but does not intend to cut back infrastructure projects, according to a senior finance ministry official. Among the wealthy Gulf oil exporters, Oman needs a relatively high oil price to balance its budget, so its state finances are more vulnerable than most to the drop of Brent crude oil to around $85 a barrel. The International Monetary Fund estimated earlier this year that Oman would need an oil price of about $102 a barrel to break even in 2014. Moving on to Kuwait, shareholders of Kuwait's global investment house have approved the write-off of 94.7 million Kuwait dinars of the company's losses through a capital reduction. The move, agreed at an extraordinary general meeting, aims to draw a line under years of financial troubles for the firm caused by debt taken on during the boom years of the mid-2000s, which became unsustainable during the global economic crisis. Under the plan, Global will cut its paid-up capital to 79.9 million Kuwait dinars from 174 million. This will allow the firm to use an accountancy technique to nullify its entire amount of accumulated losses up to December 31, 2013. And in Lebanon, passenger traffic at Beirut's Rafik Hariri International Airport increased by 4% in the first 3 quarters of 2014 over last year, as the volume of air freight suffered a painful drop of 17%. Figures released this week by the Directorate showed that slightly more than 5 million passengers went through Beirut Airport in the first 9 months of this year, compared with 4.82 million during the same period of last year. The numbers of passengers who used the airport in August and September were estimated at 814,000 and 640,000 respectively, recording an increase of 12% and 19% respectively compared with August and September last year. And finally, Morocco plans to reduce its budget deficit to 4.3% of GDP in 2015 from an estimated 4.9% this year. The North African country expects its economy to grow 4.4% next year after slowing to 2.5% this year. It is also planning to spend 23 billion Moroccan dirhams in subsidies in 2015, down from 35 billion in this year and 42 billion last year. Morocco is under pressure to cut spending from international lenders, mainly the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, as well as bond markets, but the government needs to balance austerity measures with the potential to trigger social and political unrest. And for more updates, please visit us on Levant.tv. That was it for today. We will be back with you tomorrow with some more from the business world in the Middle East.